30th. Hey guys, good morning, everybody. Today is Monday, October 30th. It is 6:20 right now. Market's going to open in about 10 minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and set this room real quick and we'll get started shortly with our analysis for today. It's got a couple of things here to update and we should be good to go. That's good. Yeah. All right, looks like we're good to go. Let me get this link sent out to you guys here in the premium and we'll be on our way. Let's go there. All right. All right, guys. So I'll give it a few moments for people to make their way in, and then we'll get started shortly with our analysis for today. Let's post this up on our social media as well. Looks like people are still making their way in. So as people make their way in, I'm going to start marking up liquidity over here on the liquidity chart. So we got the daily over here. Mark this up right there, 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 there. There. Going down to the 8-hour chart. There. Going down to the 4-hour. Going down to the 1-hour. Going down to the 30-minute. Whoops. Gotta redo these. 30 minutes in red. Going down to the 15-minute. And lastly, going down to the 10-minute over here. We got a lot of low level liquidity. just waiting. I think a lot of this lower level liquidity is going to get hit within the next couple days, if not by today. And I'll let you guys know why in a few. A lot of news coming out this week. It's a heavy news week, guys, extremely heavy news week, which is going to be a good thing and a bad thing. It's going to be a good thing because there's going to be a lot of volatility in the market. It's going to be a bad thing because there's going to be a lot of uncertainty with regard to no direction of price. So, but I have an idea of like where price is going. So, all right, guys, good morning, everybody. Today is Monday, October 30th. It is 6:25 right now. Market's going to open in about 5 minutes. I've marked up liquidity over here. Closest level of liquidity is going to be down below over here at 32,674. So this is going to be the closest level of liquidity right here, down below. And above, closest level of liquidity is going to be pretty far up right here at 32,845. So we'll continue looking to see where price goes. But I pretty much marked up liquidity right there for you guys. So not really any close liquidity up above. Closest liquidity is going to be down below. Yeah, it's pretty far up. All right. And then other than that, guys, other than that, let's take a look at the news for today. So we got a lot of news this week, guys. It's a heavy news week. Looking over here at the news calendar, there's news at 7:30. It's going to be medium impact, Dallas Fed Manufacturing Index. So we got news right here at 7:30. So the thing that I wanted to tell you guys is that the market is anticipated to drop further for this month. So right here, you can see it's correction time for S&P. At NASDAQ's already dropping. S&P's forecasted to drop as well. Also later this week on Wednesday, the Federal Reserve is going to release the rate decision. I'm assuming the rate is going to be going up, of course. So that's not a good thing for the economy. It's going to drop price even further. And then also this week is NFP. We have earnings this week as well. So we have earnings, NFP, rate, interest rate. Decision is going to come out on Wednesday. I don't think any of this news is going to be good. They even mentioned over here that S&P needs to correct. So they're forecasting it to have its third consecutive red month, which no surprise, it's been pumped for a while. But what we might see is, you can see over here, price is getting pumped right now, right? This can be manipulation. Price is going to get pumped up shortly before it comes right back down. Because eventually, I think at the end of this week, price is going to be bearish. It's going to close in the red. But from now until then, price might get manipulated because sentiment here is super heavy. We finally have a sentiment for the market. It's currently 65% long, indicating that 65% of retail traders are currently buying right now. So we typically want to do the opposite and sell. So for retail sentiment right now, it's currently bearish. Looking over here at the fundamentals, they're currently bullish. So we have a mixed bias right now with regard to overall bias. Looking over here at the technicals for today, you can see short-term is bullish, prices above the pivots, trend meters green, pivots are angling up. The 30-minute over here is bullish neutral, 1 hour over here is bearish neutral, and 4 hour over here is bearish. So we have a pretty mixed retail sentiment for today. But as you guys can see, there's a lot of uncertainty with regard to the market. So we'll see what happens here. So today's overall bias, retail sentiment is currently bearish. It's 65% long. Fundamental bias is currently bullish. It's plus 100 points. Short-term technicals are bullish as well. Long-term technicals are bearish. Okay, so it's pretty mixed with regard to the overall bias for today, guys. But anyways, market is going to open up in about 20 seconds, and we'll see where this goes. Sorry, guys, my voice is going to be in and out today. These allergies are killing me. I finally got a humidifier, so an air humidifier. So hopefully I keep this running for like the rest of the week, and it'll work out well for me. But we'll see. Anyways, guys, looks like we are good to go. So market is now open. I'm gonna go ahead and mark up opening price right here. Again, you guys want to be careful. Today's Monday. If you guys are not familiar with how the market moves, it's very risky on Monday and Fridays because people are entering the market from the weekend on Monday and they're exiting the market on Friday. So you're gonna get a lot of like this random volatility. Sorry. 1 second, guys. Weather is, it's starting to get really cold here in California, so these allergies are starting to catch up to me. But anyways, so you guys can see this big pump of price right here. I wouldn't recommend chasing this because, as I mentioned, Mondays and Fridays are the riskier days to trade because Mondays people are re-entering the market, so people are buying back into the market, and that's why you're getting this big pump right here. This can be temporary, and it'll probably come right back down, back to open. One thing I would look for is look for reversal patterns, because when you see a reversal pattern, price is likely to come right back down to opening price, right? That's typically going to be the target price point for return. I'm gonna go here to our clean chart. I'm gonna mark up 6:30 right here, 8 o'clock right here. And I'm gonna mark this up right there as opening price. All right, so we got everything pretty much marked up here. I'll come back to this clean chart once price has kind of moved around a bit so I can mark up the zones. But yeah, as of now, there's just nothing for us to take here at the moment. If this closes with the green candle, this is technically going to be the breakout V2. If you guys want to take it, again, like I mentioned, you might want to be very careful about taking entries here because you're just getting this manipulation on open. But if you do want to take the breakout, I'll mark it up for you guys. I'm not going to take the trade, but I'll mark it up and then we'll document it into our spreadsheet. So thanks, Maria. Yeah, no, definitely. Maria said, Sean, for your allergy, buy an air purifier. Yeah, I just got one on Amazon, whatever this thing was called, Winix. It's like one of their highest rated ones. Hopefully it helps within the next couple days or so. All right, so we got the breakout V2 that's currently running. I'm not in this position, guys. I don't recommend anybody take it. As I mentioned, a lot of manipulation here on open. You can see price here is getting manipulated. If you do want to enter this, I would recommend waiting for it to swing back up. So I let it kind of pull back like it did right here. And then if you wanted to, I'd put a buy stop right there and just catch it as it swung up. But hopefully nobody took this trade here. I'm just going to document this for the spreadsheet, but I'm hoping nobody took it because I gave as much warning as possible to tell you guys not to take any buys here. Price is probably going to come right back to open right here. And that's where I expect it to go. If you guys got on the session earlier today, I gave a full analysis of like why I think price is going to come down. All of the indications are indicating that price, anything that goes up for this week is all manipulation, because on Wednesday, the interest rate's coming out. We're not expecting it to be good. And then it's also NFP week as well. So not expecting very much here to play through. But anyways, I'm going to add this to the spreadsheet for the breakout V2. Huge price manipulation on open. Way overextended. So I'm putting this in the notes right here so that you guys can see, in the future. If you guys ever want to look at the spreadsheet, so you guys are aware of like what was going on this specific day. So 6:32, it was a buy plus -250. All right, so there goes that trade right there. I can kind of tell when price is not going to go where it needs to go. So just listen to my analysis, guys. If I tell you guys it's risky and I kind of warn not to take the trade, just don't take the trade. There's no need to take it. We're just documenting these trades so that we have a spreadsheet of data that we can look back on. So you can see over here, whenever we have losses, I take notes on them. A lot of them can be avoided. You can see extreme movement pre-market and prior to entry. This is the same thing that happened today, right? Could have been easily avoided, like I mentioned. And this all comes from experience and forward testing. So, all right, guys, we got this over here. There's no entries for us at the moment. The only two official entries that we're looking for are the momentum pullback scalp and the high-low scalp V2. So, I can't say for sure if I'm going to have a mentoring session today, guys. I'll probably let you guys know by like later in the afternoon. I have to get some work done on my car. And I'm not sure if the work's getting done today or tomorrow. So depending on like when I'm busy, I'll try to have the mentoring session this week, either today or tomorrow. And I'll let you guys know probably in a few hours after the mentoring session, once I get in touch with a car shop, with a car dealer actually. So I'll let you guys know, because I do want to cover this new indicator that I just introduced to you guys, the MPS levels. Basically what it does is just automatically plots the momentum pullback scalp levels. So MPS, if you guys are not familiar with it, momentum pullback scalp, typically we'll mark up levels here at each 10. And I created an indicator just to turn it on. It does it for you right here. So you don't have to go and mark it up. It makes it a lot easier. Also, it helps with what Maddie identifies. So on the high-low scalp V2 over here, typically if Maddie sees an entry, he likes to look at the whole numbers, right? So you can change the settings here. So for example, here I have the settings set to 10. It just has lines set up at each 10 mark. Over here, I have this set to 25. So it has it at each quarter mark. So it's super useful right here. So yeah, if you guys want to go take a look at that, just go to your indicators, go to your invite only scripts. It's called the, or is it on here? Sorry, 1 second, guys. I need to refresh the chart. All right, so if you look at it on here, you go to your indicators, invite only scripts. It's called K2 MPS levels. Nice, William just turned them on. Likes it, says nice work. Yeah, definitely, William. I like them too. They're super useful. Rashida, if you go to indicators, make sure that if you don't see them, you might just have to refresh your chart, because your chart probably hasn't been refreshed for like days, if not months. Typically, I don't refresh my charts because I just use the same charts every day. You just have to refresh your charts, go to indicators, invite only scripts. It's called K2 MPS levels. And then you can use that to mark your whole numbers and stuff. All right, guys, so if we get, yeah, it saves up a lot of time, so I don't have to miss these entries when they come up. So if we get 2 green candles right here, guys, with no buy signal, so there can be a buy signal there. If it just comes up 2 green candles, this is going to be a momentum counter scalp if you guys are looking to take it. This is the second strategy that we're testing. For those of you who are tests or still taking it, I'm not taking it myself, but I mean, this looks like it could be decent though if it does come up. It's just kind of tricky because there's a buy signal here that's pending. But yeah, this is a momentum counter scalp. I don't think it's going to close without the buy signal, so I don't think it's going to meet criteria. But yeah, if it closes without a buy signal here, it's going to be a momentum counter scalp entry for a buy. So if you guys are looking to take it, that's going to be your entry right there. So it just closed right there. It's currently running right now. Looks like it's about to hit TP soon. I'm not in this position, guys. I'm just marking it up for you guys. We're testing this for the spreadsheet. All right, full TP right there. So if you guys took it, I had a feeling it was going to hit. I was kind of tempted to take it, but I wasn't comfortable with it because of how the market's currently moving right now. But there goes the momentum counter scalp entry, full TP for anybody who caught it. I'm going to add it over here to our spreadsheet. So 10, 30, 23, 638. If you guys don't feel comfortable about taking positions just yet, it's completely fine. Don't take them. Like for me, I didn't feel like it was going to, well, I felt like it was going to hit, but I didn't feel comfortable taking it because of how the market's currently moving right now. I'm kind of looking for that reversal back to the downside. And that's why I didn't feel comfortable taking it. So if you don't feel comfortable, just don't take it. There's going to be other entries there. All right, so William took it. Nice work, 100 pips right there. So 2 entries have come up for the day. Breakout V2 didn't hit. Momentum counter scalp just hit. Now we're looking for the momentum pullback scalp. So I just turn on my levels right here, and you guys can see it makes things so much easier. We don't have to draw these lines anymore. Line just come up right there, and we're good. Here's a clean chart. I'm going to go ahead and start marking up the zones here. So we got the upper zone right there, and then we have the lower zone. I'll make some adjustments when price starts to move further, guys, but right now I'm just going to draw this as the lower zone for now. And then I'll draw this one right here as well. So I'll make some adjustments when the market continues to move along. Right now, you can see price is currently in a range. So it's not exactly the best area to be looking for trades just yet. Price is still climbing slightly. Some adjustments over here. Nice. Yeah, Rashida said she's done for the day. Randy said Wi-Fi's laggy today. Got that one, but he's gonna sit out the rest of the day. Yeah, no, it's fine, Randy. If you guys get your one done entry for the day, I mean that's fine. What did I want to say? Oh, big congrats to Janesh. So Janesh over here, he just got funded on Tradevate or on Apex. So he just got funded 50K right here. Janesh has been getting mentored by Maddie. So big congrats to Janesh and big thanks to Maddie for mentoring him. Maddie's still available to mentor you guys. If you guys need someone to mentor you, I'm not really teaching anymore. Well, I'm teaching, but not really. Like I'll do mentoring sessions, but I'm not really teaching one-on-one anymore. I'm not in the mentoring mindset right now. I probably will mentor again, guys, but just right now I'm not in mentoring. I don't feel like mentoring anybody because I make so much from just trading where I don't really want to do any mentoring. I just focus on trading and then I'm pretty much done for the day. So if you guys want to get mentored by Maddie, feel free to hit him up. The thing with Maddie though is that Maddie, he'll help you to an extent, but if you're not going to put in the work, he's not going to want to work with you. So I wouldn't recommend burning that bridge. If you're not like 100% ready to trade and you don't want to you're just kind of on the fence with if you want to be a trader or not, I wouldn't recommend reaching out to Maddie because if you burn that bridge with Maddie, he's not going to mentor you later. So only hit up Maddie if you're for sure 100% ready to trade and you're not going to mess around and you're going to actually do the work. Because it's clear right here. Janesh just got funded. And Janesh has only been trading for so long, for a couple months, right? It's possible. It's just you got to put in the work. So, I'm not the only person here who's funded. A lot of people are funded. Maddie's funded. Gion's funded. Janesh is funded. There's a lot of people here who are funded, and a lot of people get mentored by Maddie. So, yeah, if you guys want to reach out to Maddie, feel free. Otherwise, I wouldn't recommend just hitting him up and be asking him how to do basic stuff. Don't ask him how to use Apex. That's going to piss Maddie off because a lot of people have been reaching out to Maddie lately about how to use the basics of how to sign up for Apex and stuff. And that's not what Maddie's here to help with, right? He's here to help with actual trading, not to teach you how to use a computer. So just keep that in mind, guys. I talked to Maddie recently. He's getting hit up by a lot of people about how to sign up for Apex, which I don't even use Apex myself, but everybody says that everything is in the FAQs. So if you got trading stuff that you need help with, hit up Maddie. If you need basic stuff, I probably would have hit up Maddie. I'd probably just go to Apex and ask them directly how to do certain things. So we have a high-low scalp V2 that's currently pending right here, guys. If you guys are looking to take it, the ATR is kind of low right now, so I probably wouldn't go for the full 300. I'd probably go for the 200 if you guys are looking to take this here. So you could either go for the 200, which would be right there, or you could maybe go for the whole number, which is what Maddie likes to do, which would be, it's kind of too close, right here. So I probably wouldn't go for the whole number. I'd probably go for maybe at least 200. So there's no entry there yet, guys. We need price to fake out and pull back. The intraday scalp also hit right here. You guys can see I'm not documenting that trade anymore, but William over here just mentioned the intraday scalp just hit. There was a buy signal right here. It matched the trend meter, and it went straight through. So, all right. Other than that, we'll continue looking for this pullback. So we have the first candle right here, or this is the candle that broke past it. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have about 5 opportunities for price to pull back, or 4, I guess, from now, because this is the second candle for it to pull back. We're looking for price to break past it, fake out, come below, and come back up. And that's where our entry would happen. Right there for the high-low scalp V2. We don't have it yet, but it is setting up here. It's also setting up for a momentum pullback scalp, guys, if you guys are looking to take this here. for momentum pullback scalp. All right, so the momentum pullback scalp is already running. I'm not sure if anybody was able to catch it. It happened super quickly, but the momentum pullback scalp just shot through, went straight to full TP right there. So if you guys have the indicator, you guys would have this lined up right here. You see price push up, pulled back right there, and then it went too quick. Or sorry, I think I might have identified that wrong. I think it might have been up here, right? Sorry, I'm getting the strategies mixed up now, guys. So it's currently running right there, I think. Profit. All right, I had to manually pull from that. Sorry, guys, I'm just like all over the place right now. Let me go and put the criteria up here. I think I got these strategies mixed up. I mean, even I get the strategy mixed up. Let's see. Okay, so identify directional momentum. We have a buy signal right here. Confirm the trend. Obviously, it's bullish. Confirm trend is matching the trend meter. Obviously, it's bullish. Directional push in that direction. Pull back in the opposite direction. Pullback does not close past momentum signal. Wait, no, that was right. Wait, sorry, Maria, you kind of threw me off. That's I read your message and it threw me off, but the entry was actually down here. So I'm not sure. Yeah, it would have been right here at this level, right? At the 800. Yeah, so the entry would have been right here at the 800 because that's where I had it initially. 90 maybe? 90. All right, hold on. Let me review this. Sorry, guys. I'm even confused with my own strategy. I thought it was here at the 800, wasn't it? Because it pulled back right here below this. Yeah, the nearest whole number would be right here at the 800. Oh no, sorry. Okay, sorry guys. I'm getting so confused because I'm thinking about the high-low scalp V2. The entry actually would have happened down here. You guys are right. My bad, guys. Because I was basically applying the high-low scalp V2 right here on this level. Sorry guys, I'm getting these two strategies mixed up because for the high-low scalp V2, we're looking for price to fake out. And that was exactly what I was looking for right here. I looked for price to fake out. I mean, maybe the strategy could work on this here too, but that was what I was looking for. So sorry guys, there's big confusion between the two strategies. I think this calls for a mentoring session this week because I just need to clear this up with you guys here. Thanks for clearing that up for me, Maria and Maddie and William, because I was applying the strategy here like it was a high-low scalp V2, but it's different. So for the momentum pullback scalp, we have the pullback right here and the entry would happen right here because you're looking for price to push up, retrace, fill your order, and then go up higher. But the way that I was applying it was that I actually applied this like the high-low scalp V2, where price pushed up, faked out right here, and then came right back up and went straight to TP. So maybe that's something that you guys want to explore. I actually have been exploring it and I did it right here. So I took this trade over here on my TradeOvate account. I took this pre-market. I was applying the high-low scalp V2, but on the 15-minute time frame. Where price came up, came back below, shot through here for 50 pips or 50 points, 500 pips. I caught it for a partial move because it happened before market open, but you guys can see that the strategy works on multiple time frames. It works on the 1 minute, 5 minute, 10 minute, 15 minute, whatever time frame you want to trade on. And it works on pretty much any asset as well, as long as it's volatile. So, all right, guys, I took a wrong trade right here. I did make profit on it, but I did take that as a wrong trade. It wasn't supposed to be taken that way. Okay, let's just reset and then we'll look for the next entry here. So there's no entry here for momentum pullback scalp. We currently already have, or actually there might be one right here. No, it looks like it already filled. So it filled right here on this green candle next to it. Price came up, retraced, entry would happen right here, and it shot straight to TP. So I'm not sure if anybody here pulled this entry, but the entry did come up right here off the green candle, and that was the entry that was supposed to be taken. So my mistake, guys, but thanks everybody for clearing that up. I've just been so focused on like the high-low scalp V2 that I keep getting these, I'm starting to get these mixed up here. So we'll start looking for the next one. We currently have a sell signal here. So once we get another buy signal, we can start looking for the next momentum pullback scalp. Looking over here at the high-low scalp V2, the entry actually never came up. So we had this one over here. There's actually one more right here. This one right here didn't get filled because this candle broke and closed past it. We had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 candles past, the fake out never played through. So there's no entry here for the high-low scalp V2. It looks like there was another one that was setting up here, but it didn't actually break and close past it. So no entry yet for a high-low scalp V2. I'll take a screenshot of my profits for that earlier trade, but obviously it's not going to count. I accidentally took that trade and I kind of fumbled into that position as well because I didn't fully analyze it and I entered it and I did it completely wrong. On the plus side is we have a lot of volatility. So as you guys can see how price is currently moving right now, the volatility is very high. So that's good for these strategies because this is exactly what we want. We want price to bounce around and we also want it to move directional. Damn, the slippage on my accounts were crazy this morning off that trade that I just took. Let me show you guys real quick. Yeah, the slippage is super heavy. All right, retail sentiment has now dumped. So Andrew mentioned that retail is now at 62%. Looks like a lot of people here got stopped out on that fake out right there, or they pulled out. They either got stopped out or they got pulled out. So retail sentiment is now 62% long. It's still bearish, but it's not as strong as it was, a few moments ago. I think a lot of people probably got scared and they're starting to pull out of their positions here because price is likely to come right back down to opening price. I think that's what I'm going to do here too. I'm going to mark up opening price. On this chart as well. I think opening price is a good marker to identify and follow. Two levels right there. The one thing we want to make sure is that price is not ranging, or at least not ranging super heavily. So back to the clean chart over here, you can see how price came up to this high. It faked out right here. And now it's starting to tumble back down. If it tumbles back down to opening price, I wouldn't be surprised because that's typically where we were expecting it to go anyways. If anything, price might come back down to this area and then it might just range once it gets down to here. Or it might fake out, come back down, and then range right there too, right? There's a lot of different opportunities here. Yeah, there's just a lot of things to look at here. There's too many situations that can play out. So you want to be a little careful with your entries as you guys continue to follow along. I'm going to take the levels off right here. We'll put them back on once we have that buy signal, just so that we can clean it up for now at least. But anyways, guys, here are my profits from that trade that I just showed you guys, the one that I kind of FOMO'd into. So you guys can see over here that there's a ton of slippage. So my funded engineer account locked in 410, FTMO 220, second FTMO 320, third FTMO 320, my main account 940. It's supposed to be over 1,000. This is my second funded engineer 200. My personal account locked in 105, and my TFF locked in 162 or 167 per account. So you can see that they kind of spread it out like quite a bit. And they're pretty much like all over the place. So the volatility is very high right now. With the volatility very high, the spread's going to be low, but you're going to get a lot of slippage. So spread right now is currently at 170, but there's a lot of slippage going on because price keeps spiking up and down very quickly. We have a pending buy signal right here, guys. So we have a pending buy signal right here. If that's the case, then we might get a momentum pullback scalp setting up right here as well. And if price comes back up to this area, we might have a high-low scalp V2. All right, so we got price kind of climbing up a little bit. Let's see. PC is asking for high-low scalp. Does a fake out candle have to close? Yeah, it has to close. There's no touching. It has to close. That's it has to close both ways because that's how you confirm the fake out. If it just wicks down, it doesn't really confirm that price really faked out. It just looks like it wicked and it came back right back up. So you got to look for it to actually come back below and close. So close above, close below, and then correction back up. And that would give you a better understanding as to like where it's going. Again, guys, the ATR isn't very high right now. The market's volatile as it's moving, but it's not moving very far. So if you want to take these trades here, so there might be a high-low scalp setting up right here. You might want to go for like 200 pips instead of the full 300 because the ATR is not very high. So it might not push the full 300. We have another setup right here setting up, guys. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to do what I just did earlier, and I'm going to mark up 200 pips so that you guys have an idea where it's at. All right, so we have the setup right here. If this candle right here fakes out, comes back below, closes below this area here, it's going to be setting up for a high-low scalp V2 if you guys are looking to take it there. Again, like I mentioned, you might want to just go for the 200 pips versus the full 300 because the ATR is currently at 20 right now. You might even want to go for 25, but I think 30 might be, it might be pushing it a little bit just because of the volatility. So we're looking for this here to break and close below this blue line. This is tough. I wouldn't take this trade here, guys. If it closes right on the line, I wouldn't take it. It needs to be like pretty for sure. Like it needs to be clearly below it. And it's not clearly below right there. It's like right on the line, which is sucks because it would have hit TP right there. Right? I mean, it would have been pushing up. So the entry here would have been nice, but unfortunately, guys, I'm not going to take that trade. I know some people like to take this trade here, but I personally wouldn't because I need to know for sure if it's actually a valid entry. Yeah, it has to close below. So right there, you can see prices pulling back down. And we'll see if it starts to set up on the next correction. I don't really like the way the market's moving right now, personally, guys. I'd probably only go for 100 pips if you guys are looking to get in and out of these positions quickly. Again, you have 3 opportunities. You can just, if you feel risky, just get out at 100 pips. If you feel like you want to go midway and get out at like 200, if you want to go for the full move, go for the full move. Or if you don't feel comfortable at all, just don't take the trade, right? Just wait because, yeah, Matt even said here he doesn't like this at all. He's going to sit on this. I think I'm going to sit on it too, guys, because it looks like price is still currently ranging. It's still faking out around this area right here. So if you go to the clean chart, it's just faking out. You guys can see price is stuck in this range, but it's just faking out right here. And then it pulls right back into the range. This is exactly what happened on Monday. If you guys remember, this was like a first loss we took in like over a month. And we had the same setup right here. It was a perfect setup, but it faked out. Yeah, I don't like trading in the range. And I also don't like trading in like a double fake out here because it basically faked out twice. It faked out right here, came back into the range, came back up, faked out again, and now it's coming back into the range. It's just not a good area to trade in. And like I mentioned earlier, guys, today's Monday, so it's not really the day to take, unnecessary risk. So, I mean, either way, it didn't hit yet. Kenneth is asking if the counter scalp hit. Yeah, the counter scalp hit like a long time ago, Kenneth. It hit over here. If you want to pull up the spreadsheet, it's in the data sheet right here. It came up at 638. So it came up like right at like a little bit after open. So if you want to pull up the spreadsheet, kind of just pull it up and it'll pull up the markup for it as well. If you want to take a look at it. But it happened like way over here. There was a sell signal right here at 635, 2 green candles, and then it went straight to TP. Or the momentum counter scalp. All right, so the trade actually didn't fill, guys. So nobody should be in the position. Let's see, we have price broke right here, faked out 1, 2, 3. 4, 5. If it doesn't come back up in the next 2 candles, there's no opportunity for entry there, which is completely fine. Because we didn't really feel comfortable with it to begin with. There's no momentum pullback scalp here, guys. There's a buy signal, but price never pushed past it here. So price never pushed past this area. So again, we'll have to wait for another buy signal here to come up. I really like how we have this indicator now because it's so much easier. I don't have to like move price around or draw a bunch of lines. I just click on this and I have the lines up already. So if you guys have an indicator, I do recommend using it because it's so much easier to just put that up there. And then if you guys want to mark them up at whole numbers as well, like I mentioned over here on the high-low scalp, I've marked them up at the 25 points. So at every 25, basically every quarter, I have lines marked up. So you can see where price pushes up to. Because typically price will push to the next whole number or next rounded number, whatever you guys want to call it. If you guys want to do 50, 100, you can also change this from 25 to 150. And then now you'll only get levels at the 50 mark. It's super, super intuitive. Thanks to Jenny here in the group. Jenny actually showed me another similar indicator. And what I did was I just made my own adjustments to it to fit what we need. So I'm always creating stuff for the benefit of the group, guys. I'm not just creating some random indicators. I'm creating them because they're very helpful for the strategies that we apply here. So other than that, I don't think there's going to be any entry here. So we have this candle break and close below 1, 2, 3, 4. We have one more candle here, and then this setup is going to be invalidated. This is not really a good area, Maddie. So if you look over here, you see all the highs right here. It's creating a range. It's like a pretty obvious range now. It's exactly what was happening last week. It's not exactly the type of market that we would like to trade in because the range is not where you want to get stuck in. When you have a lot of highs here that are around the same level, you probably don't want to trade around this area because this area is going to be an area of manipulation. This price will probably push up and then it'll just fake out again and come right back down. It's not a good area to trade in. All right, so I wouldn't be surprised if price comes back down and retest opening price, like I mentioned earlier, guys. This is going to be target price point. This is what we've been looking for pretty much all day today. I've been mentioning that price is going to swing back down and it's going to be bearish for this week. It might not be bearish today, but it's going to be bearish by the end of this week. So expect price to come down. So what I would look for, guys, actually is, so I would probably go on a higher time frame, or I'm probably going to do it myself. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to, where's the opening price? I'm going to leave this, I'm going to just keep marking up opening price here, like every day. And then I'm going to keep seeing where price goes, because eventually if price pushes up super high, we're going to have a target price point. I can probably just hold a trade for like a whole day and let it come back to like these previous opening levels. So this is going to be Monday. Open price. I'll put the date there too. This could be like a setup for like a really, really big move. If you guys are looking to take like one of those home run hits, which I haven't done in a while. So I'm going to mark this up here and I'll see. So I'll just save this. We'll use this chart over here as like a chart to just mark up opening price. Because here's what I'm expecting. See how price is kind of climbing right here? Price is climbing. And then on Wednesday, the Fed's going to speak. So when the Fed speaks, it's probably going to start climbing down super heavily. So I'm going to wait for it to kind of just peak. And once it peaks, once the interest rate news comes out, I'm just going to ride all the way back down. That's where I'm expecting it to go to. Even CNBC reported it. They said that for this entire month, it's going to be negative. So even if it's not negative by, I might just keep marking up opening price. And those are going to be my target price points when price finally does make the tumble towards the end of the month, because it's expected to go down. So for example, if market opened right here, actually Sunday. So market actually opened, we have to wait until November. So I'll mark up the daily opening prices. And then at November, they're expecting November to be bearish. So not exactly October, but definitely November. October and November, it's just crossing into that specific month. But anyways, back to our normal chart over here. I'll just keep that behind the scenes and we'll keep that in mind. So every day I'm going to mark up opening price on this specific chart over here, the one to the far left, and then we'll just keep following price to see if we can cash that big dump to the bottom. Like I might just open like $1,000 account on a personal account, and I'll just let that trade run because I'm expecting it to come down super heavy. Yeah, I think that's a good gamble. Like $1,000 is whatever, because you can that's how much a challenge costs. So like if you could flip that, and I don't recommend anybody trade like this. It's kind of gambling. It's like gambling, but I mean, if you got the money to risk, I think it could have a pretty big turnover if it does climb back down super heavily. The 1 hour might not be useful. I probably want to stick on the 4 hour. The problem with this here is that it's already bearish. So it's been bearish for like months now. All right, guys. So there's no entries here for us right now. Price is still, the trend is bullish. So you guys are not missing out on anything. There's just no buy signal. So there's no buy signal here. So there's no momentum pullback scalp to take. And then also we here on the high-low scalp V2, this setup is no longer useful. So nothing there. We got 2 levels up here that have not been tested yet, but they might get tested. If price continues to drop down lower, target price point is going to be opening price right here. Let's go back to our liquidity. Price got close to liquidity up here, but it didn't actually hit. So it got pretty close, but it's not there yet. Yeah, I mean, this is a typical Monday. So a typical Monday with not much direction. But what you want to look at here is you want to see the patterns that come up, because if this continues to range like how it's currently moving right now, then you can probably expect price to continue moving like this for the rest of the week. So we do have a new lower low right here. I'm going to update this zone, and now I'm going to delete this, and I'm going to delete this. All right, so this is the real range right here, guys. These are just both fake outs. Market opened right here off this green candle, so price pushed up, pulled into this range, and then it faked out about 3 times or 4 times. Faked out right here, pulled back into the range, faked out right here, pulled back into the range, pulled back up, faked out here, pulled back into the range, and now it's just ranging within this area. So this is the actual range. If you guys are wondering how I did that, what I did was I turned on my high-low indicator. You can see all my high lows right here. And where I typically draw my zones is I draw them at the higher highs and the lower lows. So I go back to the farthest higher high right here from market open. Market open at 630 out of this higher high right here. I know there's more higher highs right here, but you can see that these are just fake outs. The real higher high is this one right here. Same with this over here. I had a lower zone here because that was a high low. But now that we have the lower low right here, we have an idea of where the actual zone is. And if you guys want to take off if you guys just want the higher highs and lower lows, you can turn that on. And now you can see exactly where movement actually matters. Because there's going to be a ton of high lows all over the chart. But if you have just the higher highs and lower lows, you can see exactly where the zones are being produced, like where support resistance is being established. So these indicators help. I mean, you don't need the indicators, but the indicators do help. Because if you didn't have the indicators, this is what your chart would look like, right? You wouldn't know exactly where to put your high lows. You wouldn't know where to put your zones. You wouldn't know where the price is ranging from. But since you have indicators, you have a perfect markup of where to focus. Because if you guys don't have the indicators, there's so many different areas to focus on. So, all right, guys, price is pushing back up. We currently have a buy signal right now. It might start setting up for a momentum pullback scalp. The only thing that you guys want to be careful for, again, is the fact that price is ranging right now. So price is still within this range. So it's going to be a bit risky for you guys to enter some trades here. Like I mentioned before, guys. I mean, price might be able to push up at least 100 pips. But again, you want to be careful because there's a lot of areas of fake outs right here. You can see how many fake outs have happened in the past. Price may continue to just fake out. So, all right, there's no push here yet. We need price to push a bit higher. So for a momentum pullback scalp, we need price to push up higher, retrace, push up higher, retrace, and enter. This level at the 810 is going to be the lowest level for opportunity for entry. So price, we need to push up higher than this black line right here. So it's got to push up higher than this black line, and it needs to close above this black line here. So we need this. We need price to push up. Let me just clean this up a little bit. We need price to push up, retrace, not retrace all the way though. Fill your order and come back up. That's what you would look for. And I just don't feel comfortable about trading in this area right here. So you guys can see over here on the clean chart, it just doesn't look good, right? I don't know. It's just not. I don't know. Personally, I don't know. Oh, crap, why did I do that? All right, so price didn't push up far enough. There's no opportunity for entry right here. Again, like I mentioned, this is the lowest that you can enter from, this area right here. So price has to push up farther than this area and do a little something like this. Yeah, also, Andrew mentioned that it's 8 straight green candles. So it's due for retracement. It's gonna have to retrace at some point. You know, you can't have price just continue pushing in one direction. And it's starting to retrace right here, but it's not retracing to where we need to. So yeah, we just gotta wait. Maddie said today just in it. I mean, it's Monday, guys, so there's no need to force any trades here. I mean, I kind of followed into a trade earlier, which was a horrible decision, but I still made profit. I probably could have held on to it longer, but I already knew I made a mistake, so I pulled out for a small profit. But again, you know, like I mentioned, and like we've always mentioned, there's no need to force trades, guys. Today's Monday, you have a whole week ahead of you. You also have to keep in mind that it's NFP week. So I forgot who talked to me about this. Andrew talked to me. So we just talked about this over the weekend. You know, NFP is either it's going to be really good or it's going to be really bad. So it's going to be on opposite ends of the spectrum. It's either going to be really good where we have a lot of back-to-back hits, or it's going to be really bad where you have a lot of fake outs and a lot of traps being set up. That's the beast of NFP. If you guys have traded NFP before, you know, we've been trading live for about, I think, 5 years now. So, you know, if we do the math, so like 5 years live trading every single day, 5 times 12, there's 12 months in a year. So 12 NFPs we've done together. We've done 60 NFP weeks together. So I've traded with you guys at least 60 NFP weeks. And you guys know that, you know, from experience, you guys know that NFP is very unpredictable. It's either going to be really good or it's going to be really bad. Right now, you can see that price. Well, the thing is, we haven't really had very many losses, right? We haven't had any losses actually today. Aside from the breakout V2, everything else has been a win. So I'm hoping that that continues to be the case, because if that's the case, then I'm going to take this off, guys. There's no more momentum pullback scalp because there's a sell signal. Because if that becomes the case and we just have continuous wins for the week, then this week might be really good. The thing is, the volatility is very high. The only problem is that we're in a range, right? So we like volatility. We don't like ranges. So we want price to be volatile and you want it to continue climbing. That's a good market for us. For this here, market is volatile, but it's just going back and forth, you know, right within this range. So the problem with this is that if this price is ranging too far, our average stop loss is about 300 pips, right? So you guys see how this range is 600 pips? It's easy to get stopped down both directions. If you were to take a buy here, if your stop loss is, you know, 300 pips, it can stop you out before it goes to your TP. And then vice versa, if you're taking a sell, it's the same difference, right? You could take a trade here, price might fake out, go up, stop you out real quick, and then go straight down your TP. And you don't want to end up in a position like that. So that's why we don't trade in a range like this. If you are looking to trade in a range, the only strategy that I would probably look at would maybe be the high-low momentum scalp. That'd probably be one of the strategies that actually plays out well. And it actually played out right here. So you guys can see how there's a higher high. Sell signal right here, broken close past pivots 1 and 2. That'd have been your full TP. So if you guys are looking to take a ranging strategy like in this type of market, you can probably look at high-low momentum scalps because they're playing out. The other strategy that you might want to look at would be the SR rejection scalp or even the snipe strategy. Those strategies are good for ranging markets. But yeah, I mean, like right now, there's just not like our main strategies can be applied during these type of market conditions. So momentum pullback scalp, this is a directional strategy. The reason why we're using this is because we're supposed to be in a directional market, or we're in the fall season right now, so price is supposed to be moving directional. The only problem is that there's all this crazy stuff that's going on around the world. We have the war in the Middle East. We have the interest rates coming out on Wednesday. We have NFP going on this week. We have a recession going on here in the US. There's just there's a lot of different factors going on that's making the market move differently than how it normally moves. But it's no problem for us because the thing is we can just weather the storm, and once the market starts to move directional, we'll be ready to take those trades. So there's no need to worry, guys. Like you don't have to worry about there not being any entries, because today's just one of those days where there's not going to be very many entries. There might be like 3 entries tomorrow, and 0 entries today, right? So you just got to keep that in mind, guys. We're scalping, so the way that the market moves doesn't really affect us too much because the market's not always going to be ranging. The range only lasts for so long until it shifts back into a directional market. So we just got to sit tight. I mean, that's really what we have to do. You just have to sit tight. You have to understand when not to trade. I feel like that's the biggest problem for a lot of people. They feel like they need to force a trade every single day, when realistically, you actually don't have to trade every day. Whenever you guys force a trade, I'm sure a lot of times if you guys force something, you typically lose that trade, right? So you got to learn how to control yourself and have some self-control over entering random entries. Because like, for example, here, there's a lot of entries that you guys can take, right? Like you've seen a lot of people who take these bounces, that I can take bounces off the range. It's all good until it doesn't work, right? Eventually price is going to break past this range and it's going to come back to opening price. And if you keep taking like these risky trades, you never know when your luck's going to run out. Luck's going to run out eventually, guys. It always does. And you don't want to be the sucker on the wrong end of that stick. So anyways, here is man, I'm trying to figure out how I got these settings. So you guys can see over here how like on this clean chart, when I drag around, I'm able to drag around. But on here, I can't do that. If I click reset, it just gets into a fixed chart. I'm trying to figure out how to unfix it. I don't know if anybody knows how to do that. Like, I don't know why the settings on this chart is different compared to this one. It should be the same. I tried clicking on this button, but it didn't. It just kind of messed up my chart a little bit. Let me see if my settings are different here. Scale. It's all good. I just hate how TradingView, they always change their settings and I never know what happens with the old settings. Because before there was an easier way to do it. There used to be a button right here, if you guys remembered, like back. Wait, maybe this is no. Okay. Does this work now? Okay, never mind, guys. Thanks for dealing with me right now. I figured out how to do it. Okay, so before there used to be a button right here, if you guys remember, like a while back, it would allow you to drag price around like this so you could clean the chart up. I figured it out. It's just this button right here. So I just turn off auto. All right, perfect. I like this way better. It's easier to use. All right, guys. So price is going exactly where we anticipated. So you guys remember earlier I mentioned price is likely to come back down to opening price. It's almost there. So if this is the case, all right, we have a pending lower low right here. I think price is going to come down lower and it's going to establish a new lower low. So I don't think this lower low right here is going to hold. So I'm not going to draw a zone there just yet. So you guys can see how there's a lower low right here. I think price is going to come down lower and it's going to come right back to opening price and it's going to establish a new lower low. So I'll leave that alone for now. And then we'll come back to it. Never mind, guys. I just realized that this that setting isn't really that good. Oh, never mind, it's fine. Fixed it. I gotta set the bar when it's far back. There we go. That's not all weird. All right, so there's a couple things that we can look for here. We're going to look for price to either shift the trend. If price shifts the trend to a bearish trend, that's completely fine. This is kind of what we were waiting for all day today. We were looking for price to correct back down. If it doesn't, then we need to wait for the trend to confirm that it's still bullish. So if you guys look over here at the pivots, we're looking for this red pivot to either be above all the pivots. This is going to be level 4. If it goes above all the pivots, then we're going to be in a bearish trend. However, if this swings back below and it goes below all the pivots, then we're going to be in a bullish trend. So there's no specific direction that we're like aiming for. I'm okay with either direction, but that's what we need to confirm before we can start looking for any entries here. So I'm going to go and mark up opening price right here, so that I can see which levels here are useful to us. But yeah, there's no trend right now. So if you guys look at current price, you know, guys, I'm just going to put this back to how it was before. It just doesn't look right. Try to change it up a bit. It looks good on the clean chart, but because we have all the indicators on the chart, it doesn't resize properly. It looks fine on the clean chart here because there's no indicators on, but on these charts, it doesn't look right because the resizing is all off. All right, so you guys, again, we're looking for this red pivot to cross above all the other ones. So if this red pivot crosses above all of these, we're going to be in a bearish trend. We can start looking for some sells. If it doesn't and it swings back up, then we'll start looking for some buys. But right now, there's nothing for us to look at. We first need to confirm trend. Once this trend has been confirmed, we can start looking for some entries there. Otherwise, there's nothing for us to take here at the moment. Just got to sit tight. We got some profits over here from Andreas. Andreas took that sell earlier, total profit of 1,090 for the day. Nice work, Andreas, all wins. So solid profits right there from Andreas. We also have Johnny over here. Johnny just hit his phase 1 on his 50K. He's out for the day. So Johnny over here locked in 1,600. Nice work, Johnny. Great profits right there. We also have Andrew over here. He locked in a total profit of 615 and 915 on his other accounts. So about 1, 2, 3, 4, about 3,000 for the day. Nice work right there, Andrew. And lastly, we have Kenny over here with a total profit of 1,560 for the day. All wins. Nice work, Kenny. All right, guys, so great profit so far from you guys. There's no official trades that have come up yet. I've been analyzing the charts and I've been giving you guys opportunities for entry. It looks like a lot of you guys here did take a couple of these entries and hit your TP, but there hasn't been any efficient trades. So if you look at my spreadsheet for today, for my trades, official trades, there's no trades yet. I made some profit today, so I do have profit, but this trade right here was not an efficient trade. It was more of a FOMO trade because I accidentally entered it incorrectly. That's why I pulled out early. This trade over here hit TP, so it's supposed to lock in over 2,000 for basically all my accounts. But what happened here was I pulled out early and I just made a partial profit because I entered the entry incorrectly. So whenever you guys make a mistake, you just have to pull out of your position, right? You can't get greedy. You just have to own up to the mistake and pull out of it, and then just wait for the next opportunity to come up. Because the last thing you want to do is make a mistake and then take a loss, and then be mad at yourself because you could have pulled out earlier. Let's see, some more profits over here for Valentine. Valentine said FOMO got a bit of him too. So Valentine over here locked in a total profit of 610 for the day. Nice work, Valentine. He took a lot of trades here. Got some FOMO on this last one, but other than that, he's been pretty good for the day so far. So I'll add that over here to the team profits. All right, solid. And then we have Gian over here. Total profit of 890 for the day. Nice work, Gian. All All right, guys. So great profit so far. Again, we're looking for the trend here to shift. Once the trend here is confirmed, we can start looking for some sells, but the trend here is still not confirmed. Looking over here at the high-low scalp V2, we're also looking for the trend here to also shift. Hasn't shifted yet. Just nothing for us to take here right now. We just got to be patient and wait for opportunity. It's 7:25 right now. I was hoping we have something like more concrete that would come up by today, but it's not looking like it. I mean, the volatility here is starting to die down a bit. We still have about 30 minutes, so I'm hoping the market starts to pick up from now until then. If not, I'm not going to force any trades here. I made some profit for the day, but again, those trades are not going to count towards anything because they were an incorrect trade. I incorrectly identified the momentum pullback scalp earlier, and that's just my fault. I should have listened to Maria and Maddie initially, but I was just so confused because I was mixing up this strategy with this one here. We also have news right here in about 5 minutes, guys, so we'll see what happens. At 7:30, we have the Dallas Fed Manufacturing Index. It's medium impact news. It's going to be reflecting on inflation, basically. So we're going to see how manufacturing is going on right here in the US. So the consensus is that it's going to be negative, or it's going to be positive, actually. So last month it was negative 18.1. The consensus is negative 15. So it's going to be slightly better than it was last month, but we'll see. I'm not sure how it's going to be. It's kind of it's a tricky thing to look at because you'd expect it to be negative. So I'm expecting this to be probably red, but the market that we've been in this month or this year in general has just kind of been very unpredictable. Because I'm sure everyone here can agree that we're definitely going into a recession, but they're trying really hard not to make it clear that we're in a recession. But if you guys have been following the news, people are still getting laid off. Like it's not like it's not happening. People are getting laid off, and then also on top of that, a lot of people are defaulting on their auto loans. So if you guys remember how we had the subprime mortgage crash that happened like in 2008 and before that, now we're having a subprime auto loan crash because like in 2008, basically a lot of these banks let anybody buy a house. Like you didn't have to show proof of income, and you can just buy a house. And then what happened after a couple of years was that these people who couldn't pay for these houses, or they didn't have the money to buy a house, they couldn't pay for their mortgage anymore, right? So what happened? They all defaulted, and we had a housing crash. Right now, we're having an auto loan crash right now, the same thing. Over the past like 4 to 5 years, or basically the past 4 years, they were doing the same thing. They were if you guys have listened to like the radio in your local area, I'm pretty sure you guys have probably heard a commercial where like people are trying to sell you a used car. They say you can come down to their dealership and they'll sell you a car. It doesn't matter how your credit is. If it's zero, they'll still finance you, right? So all these people who are getting financed with these car loans, they couldn't afford the car. Like they wanted to go get their Hellcat, right? That's like the funny meme that people talk about. Everybody wants to get a Benz. Everybody wants to get a BMW. Everybody wants to get a Hellcat, but they can't afford these cars. So these dealerships would give them like these crazy rates. Obviously, they're going to default them on eventually because these rates are like above 8%. And if you guys have been following the news, it's on CNBC. Like they're all defaulting. So we had the housing crash. Now we're having a car loan crash, and then now we're going to have another housing crash because all the people who bought homes, during COVID are like now losing their jobs again. It's a never-ending cycle where like they try to make it easy for people who can't afford things, and then they can't afford it, obviously, and then they default, and then it just crashes. So there's just a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes, guys. There's like I mentioned earlier, the war in the Middle East. We have enough problems here in the US, and now we have a lot of these other problems going on, throughout the world. So what I would say is just be prepared for like some crazy volatility come next year. We might not get this volatility here, but I think next year the volatility is going to come crazy because the everything's going to come crashing down. And I'm going to be ready for it. So I think we're all going to be ready for it. It's going to be exciting. There's going to be a lot of volatility in the market, lots of entries for us. Like right now, we have maybe like 1 or 2 entries, maybe 3 entries a day. I think moving forward, we might have even more, because when the market starts to move kind of crazy, it's going to be beneficial for us. A lot of people don't like volatility, but personally, we like it because obviously that's how our strategies work. We trade the direction of momentum, and it's going to be useful for us once we have those crazy drops and crazy climbs. Anyways, here's the news candle right here, guys. You can see it's red. Let's check the news update. So the news update for that right here was negative, just like I anticipated. So this is exactly what I was just telling you guys, right? There's a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes that people don't really think about. And you can see over here that it was negative. They're forecasting to be positive, but I already knew it was going to be negative because inflation is crazy right now. If you guys have gone to the grocery store, I went to the grocery store yesterday and I spent like, I don't even know what I bought, but I spent like over $200 on like little things. And I don't remember ever spending that much like years ago. Thankfully for me, it doesn't really affect me, but I know for the average person, it's going to affect them, of course. Like for anybody who's struggling or like living below poverty, like the inflation is crazy. If you have money like to spend, then it's fine. You don't really get affected, but the people who get affected are what's going to be the downfall of this economy. Anyways, yeah, that's enough side talk. We currently have the bearish trend right now. We have the red pivot above all of the other pivots. And let's see if there's any entries here. All right, so I'm going to wait for price to kind of drop a little more before I start looking for any of these momentum pullback scalps. We do have a bearish trend here, but I'm probably going to hold off a little bit before looking for anything here specifically. So we do have a new lower low right here. Let me go over here and redraw our structure. All right, so we didn't really get much. We're just in a new range now. So you guys can see how the range was moving over here. Price now broke below, and now we just have another range down here. So we didn't really have much of a change. It's just a new range down here. This is the new lower low. This is the previous lower low. Yeah, I mean, it's not really, it's still just going sideways. Price did come back to opening price, so our target price point did get hit right here. However, there's not really much else to work with here. Price is pretty much just going back and forth from where we started. All right, so we'll see here if the bearish trend holds. If it doesn't hold, then that's fine. We can shift back to a bullish trend, but we'll have to see. The volatility right now is currently 21 ATR, so the market is still volatile. It's just not moving in any direction. The funny thing in the summer was that we didn't have much volatility. Like volatility was at like 15, but price was still moving directional. So we weren't stuck in these ranges like this. Price was actually still moving. It was moving like a snail, but it was still moving. So I don't know what you guys prefer. Would you guys prefer that in the summer, or you guys prefer like this back and forth movement right here? It's so weird because we were waiting all summer for like volatility to pick up, and then now volatility's picked up, but it's not even going anywhere. It's just like if you were to measure price, so like for example, the baseline for you where you want to measure is opening price, right? If you measure from opening price to where price is currently at, realistically, price has only moved 25 points, right? This makes it impossible for people to like intraday trade and swing trade because price is not moving any direction. That's why I think it's better for us because we're scalping. So if we're just going for like 100 pips here and there, it's easy for us to catch those 100 pips, right? Our little moves here, a lot of people didn't And it's funny because a lot of people would talk shit about scalpers. Like people didn't like how we traded before. But if you look at a lot of other traders now, everybody scalps. It's like we already knew about this for like years. We've been trading this way for like 5 years now, or 7 years, I think. We've been trading the same exact way. If you look at all the trading gurus out there, everybody's trying to do what we're doing now, but we're already ahead of the game because we've been doing this for years. Yeah, because this is the market we're in. This is the market where we start to thrive in because there's not very much direction, but there's volatility. So we can catch these quick little 100 pip moves whenever they happen, right? Or even 300 pip moves whenever they happen. So many people are used to catching like 1,000 pips. But if you guys look, price doesn't really move 1,000 pips anymore. Like market open right here, it's like impossible to catch 1,000 pips unless like you're super, super lucky. Those big gains aren't really there anymore. They might come back next year. So like next year when we have the election going on, I think the volatility and direction will probably pick up, especially when Trump starts to talk. If you guys traded with me when Trump was president, I mean, it was a fun time. When we were trading when Trump was president, it was so easy to win because whenever he got on the mic, you just knew to buy. Like you wouldn't even look at sells because whenever he would say something, it would be like super outlandish and price would just spike up. Like you could literally be holding on to this range right here. And then if Trump started speaking, it'll start climbing super quick. And then you get out of your position and you'd be done. The only problem is like now we have Biden. So like with Biden, there's no excitement when he speaks. I feel like whenever Biden speaks, people don't even listen because it's I mean, you guys know Biden. He's just a boring guy. And it looks like he's just reading a script all the time. At least with Trump, he would say like some crazy stuff like we're gonna get out of debt by tomorrow or something like that, and then price would just spike up like crazy. So it's gonna be pretty interesting. I think, yeah, when the elections start running like the campaigns start going heavy next year, it's gonna be pretty interesting because you're gonna see a lot of people arguing for certain things, and it's just gonna spike price because people are gonna get excited, market's gonna get excited, volatility is going to pick up and it's going to be in our favor. But anyways, guys, if you guys can see where price is currently at, it's still ranging within the same area that I marked up earlier. You guys are not missing out on anything right here. The trend is still bearish, but I don't know if it'll hold. I mean, it's going to be a matter of time until we can confirm that, but either way, I probably wouldn't trade here. I wouldn't recommend you guys trade within this area. D said, glad dude is not running. I know, we'll see. Is he officially not running? I thought he was still running, no? Let me check. I'm gonna Google right now. Biden 2024 election. Gotcha. Okay, Dean Phillips. This is the new guy. The danger for President Joe Biden isn't that rep. Yeah, no, I think Biden is still running, but I think there's going to be a lot of people like running against him. I mean, it's just crazy. Biden is so old. If I was that old, I would not want to be president. Being a president is not like the stressful job. So I feel like if I was like 86, I would want to just be chilling and retired. I want to do what I'm doing right now. I feel like I'm retired already because when we trade every day, I don't feel like I'm working. But yeah, it's crazy. I don't know who to want to be president at that age. At that point, you'd be like in a retire, like literally not doing anything. How old is Biden? Let me check. How old is Biden? Oh, he's 80. Okay, my bad. I said 86. He's still pretty old. He's pretty old for a president. I don't know why I thought 86, but I was close enough. I was at 80. But yeah, no, if I was 80, I would not want to be president. I wouldn't want to be working any type of job, really. Be chilling. I'll be here on the charts every morning with you guys. Yeah, whenever you guys always ask me if I'm ever gonna stop trading, I probably will never stop trading, guys, because this is like the least stressful job like for me to do, and I make pretty good money from trading, you know. He does, Maddie. Um, yeah, the thing with the trading is that once you get good at it and you have a routine down, like for example, for us here every morning, I just trade with you guys from 6:30 to 8, and I pretty much do whatever I want after that. I could be mentoring, I could be like doing other stuff, but I just like to not do anything. So I kind of just hang out all day. Well, I don't, not necessarily hang out. I go to the gym and stuff, but yeah, I mean, I could be mentoring people, I could be doing more work, but realistically, I like the idea of not having to do anything and not having a boss. It's pretty nice. But all right, guys, if there's any other questions that you guys have, feel free to put them in the chat. It's 7:40 right now. I was really hoping price would break out of this range, but there's just nothing going on here. It's just back and forth. There's nothing for us to really take here. I mean, if there was something for us to take, I would mark it up for you guys, but there isn't even anything to take here to begin with. It looks like we might have a all right, we might have a momentum pullback scalp that's starting to set up here. If it does set up, I'll mark it up for you guys, but I'm probably not going to take it personally, guys. I think I'm just going to wait for the market to kind of have some direction this week. It's just Monday, so we still have Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday to trade. There's no need of forcing trades here, but if there is an entry that comes up for a momentum pullback scalp, because I do see some possibility of an entry coming up from now until 8 o'clock, then I will mark it up. So for example, you can see right here, we have the sell signal. If price pushes down, retraces, and continues down, then this here would be an entry for a momentum pullback scalp. However, just looking at where price is currently at right here, it's going above the pivots, right? So if that's the case, we might have price shifting back to a bullish trend. So, I mean, either way, there's no entry for you right now. So you guys are not missing out on anything here. If you guys do have profits to share, feel free to post them in the team profits over here, and we'll go from there. Let's see, Randy over here got some slippage. Nice work, Randy. So Randy said got some slippage from the momentum counter scalp. He caught the momentum counter scalp here for a full TP. He got a little more than he usually makes. Locked in a total profit of 450 for the day. Nice work, Randy. I wish I'm not going to think that way. If I feel like, oh, I wish I took the momentum counter scalp, which I was looking at it, but I didn't like how it was looking, so I didn't take it. That would have been nice because I would have made a full TP of like 2,000 on that for 100 pips, and it would have been solid. But it's all good. I'm not a would, shoulda, coulda type person. I'm half glass full type person. So I don't know if you guys have probably heard of that analogy before. Some people think of things as having glass half full or half empty. Like people who look at the glass half empty, they see things as like, I woulda, coulda, shoulda, right? I could have done more, I could have done better. For me, I see it as half full. So like for me, I'm happy with what I got. For example, today I locked in, how much profit did I lock in today? I'll just add it up real quick. So for me, I locked in some partial profit here, but I'm happy with it because I know there's a ton of other people out there who are blowing accounts and losing money when I'm over here making X amount of profit, right? So the way I see it is half glass full. I'm content with what I did for today. 105, 167, 167. So I made a total profit of 2,849. And this was for a mistake. Like this trade wasn't even a good trade. I just hopped into this momentum counter scalp or momentum pullback scalp. And then I pulled out as soon as I realized I was making a mistake, and I still locked in profit. So for me, I'm satisfied with what I got for today. But if I do see something else here, I'll mark it up for you guys. And if it's something that we can take together, then we'll take it. But it's a bad range. Like price is in a bad range right now. Yeah, Andrea said, what a shitty range. Yeah, it literally is. If you guys look over here, it just faked out again. Fake out right here. And then back into the range. It's not a good area to trade in, guys. And I'm just looking out for you guys because I'm always looking out for you guys' best interest, right? The last thing I want to do is see you guys But the last thing I want for you guys is to take a trade where I basically told you guys, like, this is not a good area to trade in. And then you guys end up losing a trade that could have been easily avoided. Because, everyone makes mistakes, but it's worse when it's a mistake that could have been easily avoided. So, all right, we have a pending sell signal right here. If the sell signal closes, it might be setting up for a momentum pullback scalp. I mean, there might even be a high-low scalp V2 over here setting up as well. But it's in a range, so I wouldn't. So I probably wouldn't recommend taking this here. The high-low scalp V2, I probably wouldn't take. Maybe the momentum pullback scalp, because this is easier to take. You can just take it real quick for in and out for 100 pips. But I think for the high-low scalp V2, this is more of a mess because the range here is it's so obvious. It's just not a good area to trade in. And right there goes another manipulation spike, right? This is probably so there's two things that'll happen here. Price will either get manipulated here and pull back into the range, or the other thing here is that price will just continue back into this old range, right? Price is ranging right here, pulled below, range right here. Basically manipulation right there, and then it can just go back to this range. Yeah, exactly. Maddie said that's why I stay at a sideways price. Yeah, because this is typically what happens when price is moving sideways. There's going to be a breakout eventually. And there goes your breakout right there. So depending on how lucky you were, if you were looking for a sell or a buy, you might have gotten lucky if you took a buy. You might have gotten unlucky if you were looking for a sell. It's not a good place to trade. Let's see. William said no trade forcing. Trademark. Yeah, I know. You should make those t-shirts, huh, William? No trade forcing. No forced trades. Yeah, I think my main goal here is not necessarily to teach you guys how to like take these entries, but I think my main goal is really to prevent you guys from entering losses, because it's easy to win at trading. The hard part is not losing, right? If you guys, so I just read a book recently. I don't remember what the book was called, and I listened to this interview from like these hedge fund managers. That's exactly what they mentioned. They said the hardest part about trading is not really trading, because you can take a lucky trade. You can literally take a buy and this trade might go like super far up, or you can take a sell and price can go super far down, right? The real skill in trading is really knowing when not to trade. Because I'm sure a lot of you guys, when you guys first started trading, you took random trades, right? You didn't even have a strategy. You just took a random buy and then price just started climbing. You're like, oh, this is easy, I'm going to trade. Or you took a sell and price just went down and you just made money for no reason, right? It's easy to make money in the market. It's easy. It's hard not to lose money. So just keep that in mind. It's all about risk management, and not just risk management regarding risk to reward. It's really just risk management, understanding when to avoid the market and when to hop into the market. Right here, this is clearly when to avoid the market because there's no direction. I mean, you can get lucky. You can take a buy, you might get lucky. You can take a sell, you might get lucky. But the real skill is knowing to not trade right here, because you're not here to get lucky. You're here to just win off skill, right? Yeah, Sisuk said pretty much putting your hand in a lawnmower. Yeah, exactly. It's just there's a lot more that goes into this stuff than just winning trades. And that's why I take so much pride in like my win rate, because like I'm really good at not losing. If you guys have seen all my trades for this year so far, I'm really good at not losing. I might not be good at making huge profits, but I'm really good at not losing. And I think that's what keeps you in the game. That's why I've been doing this for so long. I've been trading live for like, I don't know anybody who's traded live longer than me online. Even like the bigger YouTubers, I haven't seen them trade longer than me. I like all my trading sessions have been recorded. So I have like, see how many videos do we have on our YouTube now? We have so many videos on there. I have over 1,300 videos. That's crazy. I don't know anybody that has more videos than me who's traded live. But it's super useful because now we have all this data here. Like if you ever want to go back and see how the market was moving, like say for example, October 30th of like last year, right? And don't worry guys, you guys are not missing out on any trades. There's no momentum pullback scalps. There's like nothing for us to take right now. So you guys are not missing out on anything here, even though we're kind of just like doing stuff on the side. So I'm kind of curious now how like the market was moving last year. I swear it was moving more directional, but I could be wrong. So let's see, let's pull up the live session from October 30th of 2023 or 2022. All right, so we got October 30th right here, or 31st actually. 30th was a Sunday. So this was our live session. Yeah, you guys can see over here, it was actually moving very directional this time last year. Yeah, you guys can see the direction here. It was way directional. So price came up, came down, came up. Yeah, the market was way better last October. As you can see over here, this is October 31st of 2022. Yeah, that was a lot. I mean, price is still kind of ranging a bit, but not as much as today. So, all right, well, that's good to know. Today's it's just a crap market. So, yeah, down. Okay, so we have a possible opportunity for entry, guys. We have a possible opportunity for a momentum pullback scalp. If anybody's looking to take it, I'll mark it up for you guys right here. This is going to be the last entry. After this, let's wrap it up for the day. If this red candle right here closes below this black line, the entry is going to be right here at the 80 mark. If anybody's looking to take that there. So it's not looking like it's closing red, but yeah, if you guys are looking to take it, looks like the opportunity is going to be right here at the 80 mark. It's got to close red though. All right, so obviously it didn't close red. We're getting some volatility to the upside. So here's the thing, we're getting volatility, but price is still in this range. So not exactly the best place, but I guess we'll continue looking here. All right, same thing again right here. If price pulls back and it closes below this black line, entry point is going to be right here at the 90 mark. If anybody's looking to take it, I'm probably not going to take it, guys. I'm just marking it up for you guys here for those of you who are feeling kind of daring today. So price faked out in this range. And it looks like it is now coming back down. Take about 15 seconds here. Yeah, exactly. Matty said he's going to sit. He's got a whole week of profits ahead of him. All right, so opportunity right here, guys. If you guys are looking to take it, it's already filled actually. Price came down, filled right there. And I guess you can follow it if you want. I'm not going to take a position either. I'm just going to watch it. I don't feel comfortable with this range. It's not in a good area. Like looking at this range right here, I mean, price could push up and hit the CP. Like it comes back and retests that area, but price can also come back down and retest this area, right? It's just not a good area to trade in. So it looks like it hit CP. If you guys took it, nice work. If you guys didn't, it's completely fine. I didn't feel comfortable, so I didn't take it. It's not going on our official trades or anything. So for today's just a toss up. I didn't take any trades for today. Oh, I did take a trade, but it's not going to count. So even though I did make profit for today, guys, I'm going to be completely transparent. I'm not going to count this as a win because there was no official trade there for me. So, all right, guys, no trades for today. Looks like Kevin took it. If you guys have profit to post up, feel free to post them over here on the team profits. Other than that, I think that's about it. I don't think Maddie here is taking anything. Yeah, Maddie has no trades for the day. It's all good, Maddie. Save it for the rest of this week. So here's the key thing. Moving forward into this trading week, guys, you guys already know that there is a huge range from today. So tomorrow we're gonna watch out for these ranges. If it ranges again tomorrow, then expect a lot of ranging to happen throughout the week. If tomorrow the market breaks out of this range, and it starts to move directional, then we can start to see some direction. As you guys know from NFP, there's a couple different things that we've learned over the years. It's either going to be really bad or it's going to be really good. And then there's going to be situations where the market's kind of slow on Monday and Tuesday. So like, for example, today the market's kind of slow, and then it starts to pick up on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. The reason for that is because if you guys look at the news, so tomorrow we have some pre-market news. It's not super high impact, it's medium. But if you go to Wednesday, we start to have some high impact news, right? Over here, pre-market, we have ADP and employment change. It's high impact. We have S&P Global Manufacturing PMI. This is inflation news, high impact. We have ISM Manufacturing PMI, high impact. JOLTS job openings, high impact. Wednesday is going to be the heavy day. So today's slow. Tomorrow might be slow too. It might move a little more because there's more news events, but we wouldn't be surprised if it's going to be kind of slow. However, on Wednesday, it typically starts to pick up. You can see a lot of news right here. We also have the Fed interest rate decision that's going to come out as well. They're forecasting it to be flat, no change, but I'm expecting to go up. So we'll see what happens. Then on Thursday, we have high impact news, jobless claims. I'm expecting this to be negative. I'm expecting everything to be negative this month. People are getting laid off, but it could be, we don't really know. Like, we can say that it's going to go up or it's going to go down, but we really can't say it for sure. And then of course on Friday we have NFP. So just keep that in mind, guys. I would take this week and be very careful. Don't force any trades. Just wait until maybe like the market to pick up like on Wednesday or Thursday, and then you can start taking more trades on these days because volatility will be high. And then we'll just take it from there, guys. There's no need to force anything. It's Monday today. We have a whole week ahead of us. And you can see over here that price did fake out into this range, and now it's back down to this bottom area, just like I mentioned. So this is why I didn't want to take the momentum pullback scalp, even though this one here did hit TP. So, all right, guys, I think that's it for today. If you guys have props to post up, feel free to send them in. Again, I'll reach out to you guys a little later, like in a couple hours. I'm going to message the car dealership right now at Porsche. I'm going to see if they're going to work on my car today. If not going to work on my car, then I'll be back by 2. Or if you guys are okay with me kind of just randomly popping up and saying, okay, we're going to have a mentoring session today, we can do that. So if I get back in time to do the mentoring session, I'll do it. If not, I might do it at kind of random, because I'll go over this indicator and I'll go over, a lot of the new stuff that we're covering. So, all right, guys, have a great rest of your day. And if you guys have questions, feel free to reach out. Otherwise, I'll try to get in touch with you guys in a couple hours. I just got to get in touch with my dealership and see if they're going to be working on my car today. So, all right, guys, other than that, I will see you guys then.